Brock Page, random door, poor quality video. Let's get started. National championship, you know who's in it. A lot of early action in this handle. Bama open 4.5, moved down to 3.5. Total open 46, moved down to 45 flat. Currently, Bama's $1.90 to win it. And at the moment, 51% of the betting public is leaning toward Georgia. And speaking of Georgia, they come into this matchup on absolute fire when it comes to the number. 4-0 against the spread in their last 4. 7-3 against the number in their last 10. Georgia's garnered themselves some marquee covers over the likes of Oklahoma and Auburn in their last couple of games. Meanwhile, they've got themselves an Alabama opponent who looked dominant in their bowl game last week with Clemson. They're also coming off a margin of victory of 13 points per contest in their last 3 games. Those victories came against LSU, Mississippi State, and the Clemson Tigers. Both participants in this contest truly looking like the 2 best teams in the country. But before you go ahead and make a full-on sprint to the counter, here are a few trends you definitely want to think about before wagering your hard-earned cash. I'll start with the Bama side. And when it comes to Bama and the number, they've struggled to cover the spread all year long. Bama comes into the national championship just 1-3 ATS in their last 4, 3-5 covering in their last 8. Bama's also just 2-4 against the spread, facing teams over 700. Meanwhile, the Crimson Tides got their hands full with a Georgia opponent who's been absolutely dominant when it comes to the number this year. The Georgia Bulldogs against the spread are 10-3 overall, 7-1 away from home, 4-0 in their last 4. Georgia's got some marquee covers over the likes of Oklahoma, Auburn, and Georgia Tech in their last 3. The Bulldogs have also gone 4-2 ATS, facing teams over 700. Now, scoring-wise, little this, little that for these Georgia games. They've gone 2-2 to the over in their last 4, 3-3 to the over in their last 6. And for as much as folks talk about this stifling Georgia defense, the Georgia D has actually given up 40-plus points in 2 out of those very 3 aforementioned overs. So the under in this one certainly isn't a lock, but if we take a look at the Bama side of things, we haven't seen a whole lot of overs in their contests either. Bama games went just 1-3 to the over in their last 4, just 2-5 to the over in their last 7. So with all that in mind, if you had to lean somewhere, the under would certainly be a sensible play. My biggest concern with the total in this one, once again, is this Georgia defense giving up 40 and 48 points in 2 of their last 5 respectively. Granted, the 48 spot did come in overtime, but when it comes to the line, an over's an over, whether in regulation or extra time. But anyway, once again, we'll be fading a play on the total in this one. Not real sure where this one's going to end up at. But when it comes to the number, I really made the case for Georgia bettors. And if you like them catching points, I certainly can't fault you there. As for me, though, I think I'm actually going to fade the Georgia Bulldogs in this spot here. They played just 1 game this year as the underdog and snuck away with a 1-point victory over Notre Dame. And although this Alabama squad's been somewhat lackluster when it comes to covering the number, Alabama was actually laying double digits in 9 of their games this year. And out of those 9 double-digit lays, all 9 lays were of 14 points or more. And actually 4 of those 9 spreads had them laying 30 points or more. And with those insurmountable numbers in mind, Bama still found themselves covering 50% of their games away from home and 50% as the official road favorite. And those 3 games they played this year where the spread was in single digits, they actually successfully covered 2 of 3. So if the lay was within 3 touchdowns, this Bama squad's got a pretty good chance of covering the number. Bama looks real good to me. They handled their semifinal opponent, who just so happens to be the reigning national champs. So it seems like a really good spot to buy it down and have Bama lay the 3. So all said and done, I'm foregoing a play on the money line and the total. I am, however, leaning toward the Alabama Crimson Tide. I'm going to purchase the hook, buy it down, and take Bama -3, getting the job done against the spread.